The image that often comes to mind when we're talking about wire strippers is something like this. Simple device. You pick the gauge that you want to cut, you cut, and you pull the insulation off. This one's a bit more specialized. It's for Romex on the front too, but we'll do 12 and 10 gauge wires. The issue with these is you pick your gauge and then you have to pull the insulation off while you're holding back on the wire. So it's a two-action thing, and it's a bit clumsy at best, but it's certainly doable, and we've been doing it for a very long time. But this is where the automatic stripper comes in handy. That leads us to the Southwire automatic wire stripper, model SA822. It's capable of stripping solid core 8 gauge through 18 and stranded 10 through 20. Thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to see when this is a better tool. Once separated from the packaging, there's nothing else. No instructions are included, but it's a basic operation. First thing you might notice is that the handle has quite a spread. It is 5 inches from end to end on the handle, so small hands may have an issue grasping it. It does not lock in a closed position. From tip to bottom of handle, 7 inches. So it's a rather large and bulky tool. So if you're going to throw this into your hip bag, you may find it a bit cumbersome. Unlike most manual wire strippers, this does not have a cutting blade that you can use to cut your wire to length before stripping it. By the way, don't let the plastic comfort grip fool you into thinking that it's insulated, because it is not. So how is an automatic wire stripper better than a manual stripper? Well, here's a cable that was stripped with a manual, and you may notice that there is some scarring. The actual wire stripper cut and nicked the copper, and that's not a good thing. Whereas the cable stripped with the automatic wire cutter has no evidence of any nicking whatsoever. The way this stripper works is you insert the wire, place it on the proper gauge cutting blade, then you start squeezing the handle. The jaws come together, they press on the outer jacket but don't cut through it yet, as the rear anvil comes down and holds the wire in place. Now as you continue squeezing the handle, the cutting blades come together, there's a release of energy causing the outer jacket to release and pull away from the wire. I think calling this an automatic wire stripper is a little misleading, because just like a manual wire stripper, you still have to decide which gauge of wire you're going to cut and pick the appropriate jaw size for it. And just like a manual, you need to pick out the length. This will only strip 1 inch of insulation. So you have to determine that, about there is 1 inch. And if you guess wrong, then you end up with something like this. The advantage of this tool is that if you're stripping more than just a few wires, this could actually speed that process and make it much easier, because it's quickly set your wire and strip, and then you're ready to do it again. Like other automatic wire strippers, you get a variety of gauges to choose from, solid or strand. It has an anvil that holds the wire in place for you while the cutting blades do the cut on the insulation and then pull the insulation away. So it's a one-pull operation for 2 functions, which is nice. You may have noticed 2 screws on the jaw side of the tool and 2 on the opposite side. As of the making of this video, there are no parts available for this tool, so you can't swap out the blades, though you may be able to do some adjustments to them. Build-wise, it feels nice. It's smooth operation. It cuts insulation very cleanly. Is this the type of tool that should be in your tool collection? Well, it all depends. If you plan on doing lots of wiring for a short-term or long-term projects, then this could be a nice tool to add to your wire stripping collection. If you're just the occasional do-it-yourselfer and you run into electrical maybe once or twice a year, I think you might be better off with just a manual stripper and save yourself the money. So if it's the type of tool that you're going to utilize, I can definitely recommend the Southwire as something worth getting. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you so much for watching.